I don't know who needs to hear this, but stop debating libertarians and fascists online. Okay, so I waited for my neighbor to stop with the drilling for quite a while, and it just wasn't happening, so I changed to be inside, where the sound quality isn't ideal and my background isn't ideal, but it is what it is. So I want to talk a little bit about this right-wing strategy that people do in this debate form. One of the first things that you're going to notice is that the platform or the format that they choose to debate you on is going to be one that favors them. And what that usually means is that they're going to have other folks around that agree with them that can come in and step in when they don't have anything to say. It's going to be places where they can aggregate a lot of resources over a long period of time. The sources that they post are generally not going to be fact-checked or have a very implicit bias to them. So you'll notice with a lot of right-wingers, they will tend to talk in circles or regurgitate stuff that they've already said. A lot of times they'll talk over their opponent. They'll cherry pick from one of their opponent's responses and ignore the entire point that somebody makes. They'll misinterpret the entire thing on purpose. They'll make an irrelevant, a misleading, or a confusing statement, or they'll move the goalposts. And when you ask for clarification or you say that that has nothing to do with what you were talking about, they'll claim that you were actually the idiot in the scenario. The whole strategy itself is to frustrate and make their opponent exhausted. Their goal is not to educate and not to change another person's mind. Their goal is to make the other person so frustrated and tired that they walk away. When you're debating another person online, particularly when it comes to somebody that's right-wing or arguing in bad faith, it's not for the benefit of the person that you're arguing, because studies have shown time and time again that when you argue with somebody, it tends to make them more reactionary and more solidified in their beliefs, even if you prove them wrong. This is why when their opponent gets frustrated or confused, they'll throw out insults and they'll claim that they've won the debate. It's theatrics for people reading the posts, for reading the debates. That is the only reason. It's also why if you have more stamina than them and you do manage to out-debate them, which is generally going to be sitting there and posting harder and stronger than they are, they're extremely dismissive. They will not acknowledge that you made a point. They just make a snarky comment and walk away. So my point is, if you do choose to quote-unquote debate right-wingers or people who are not arguing in good faith, every time somebody comments, you get a little surge of dopamine, but you don't have to be a slave to that dopamine. If you choose to debate right-wingers or people arguing in bad faith, keep these things in mind. Oftentimes, when you call them out on this, it just breaks their brain. I'm not really sure how to wrap up this video. It was kind of a stream of consciousness and also a bunch of stuff laid out, but maybe it helps somebody, hopefully. It's something that I have learned after 20 years of being on the internet and being extremely online and watching it happen in 2016 and watching it happen in 2020. Anyway, Black Lives Matter, solidarity forever, and I love you all. Thank you for watching.